Listen, people, desperate times calls for desperate measures. And when things get bad like this economy, well, guess what? A lot of people are going to resort to fraud. Look on the screen. Okay. It says they've got a package, non-packaged document. So, what this video is about, how people are using fake pay stubs, fake jobs, fake income, even fake bank statements in order to desperately, I say desperately, qualify for an apartment rental. Here you've got the pay stub. You can get a fake pay stub paying $25 each. You can get a social security number hard copy, $125. All fake. You can get an offer letter, $50. You need a doctor's note for your job, $50. You can get a bank statement for $120 each. Again, people are using these in order to qualify for an apartment that they normally wouldn't qualify. And it doesn't surprise me, especially given the number of people who have been evicted. Check this out.
Apartment owners nationwide say they are seeing a 40% increase in people using fake IDs, fake social security numbers, and even fake pay stubs to get apartments that they wouldn't be able to qualify for on their own. This is according to the National Multifamily Housing Council. And there are people selling apartment packages on social media. This post says $400 includes a new credit profile and proof of employment and rental history. And this post says pay stubs, $25, SSN hard copy, $125.
The vast majority.
Now, this next man you're going to hear from, this man here, he's speaking, and he owns like 14 rental properties, and he's going to discuss the effect of this on rental.
Other people would be fake. I mean, it was more than half of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was huge.
Stephen Moore owns 14 apartment complexes, serving mostly lower-income renters. He says the problem of applicants using fake financial documents is widespread, and some slip through the cracks.
And they pay 1 month's rent, and they stop paying rent, and then we have to get them out, and then they use the appeal process. If they're in there 2-3 months, it raises our cost of doing business.
Mitigating a single case of rental fraud could be as costly as $15,000.
So did you hear what he said? They get in because you got to pay the deposit first and last month with these fake documents. Once they're in, they got the key, they're in. Pay 1 month. Uh-oh. Hey, it's time to go ahead and file eviction. The man just said it can cost you how much when this happens to get them out?
Be as costly as $15,000.
And in the meantime, in between time, I'm sure that number, I'm assuming that they're calculating into the rent. So stop and think. They pay for the first month, get in. Now you got to go ahead and evict. Then they appeal. If the rent is, let's say, $1,000, which is going to be more than that. Let's say $1,200. Then 12 times 3, if they're able to go through the appeal process, that is $3,600 that the landlord is not getting. Then on top of that, you got to pay for the process and you got to wait. Not including when they move out, you better hope and pray it's not damaged. So this here, am I a fan of it? No. But I'm telling you, this is what happens. People are not going to just sit up here and say, well, I'm just going to go ahead and just, live in my vehicle and just stand by and watch everybody else live. People are going to get desperate. Young girl yesterday was just crashing out on her video, and she was like, I got laid off, was already checked the check. Then when you got laid off and you put out resumes, again, they've already said you're 2026 year of the what? Hiring freeze. So you hear about all these jobs, you can believe it at your own risk. If you're going by these websites, who hasn't heard by now ghost jobs? All the people applying for them, it's not real. So she was freaking out and she's like, uh-oh, now the first is already here. And she's like, I'm just screwed because she had absolutely no money. None. So you know what's coming next. And who's going to rush to be out on the streets? You wonder why people, I used to wonder, why are they know they're going to get evicted, still there? There's nowhere to go. So who's going to rush to the street? They're probably staying, which is unfortunate, they're probably staying to the last minute. Some don't have money to move. I saw on YouTube a video where the person was being evicted, and it was so very sad. A whole house, they had leased it for a long time. It was upstairs and downstairs, had some nice things. They should have had, I think, an estate sale, but the whole house, the family they just took what they could, their personal belongings, and that was it. The vehicle, the truck in the yard didn't go. So they had one vehicle that left everything. I said, wow, left everything there. So yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures. People are not going to sit up here and just, sit by idly and be the law-abiding citizens that's join the crew of homelessness. So they're going to get desperate and get real creative to keep shelter over their head. So now, fake documents. Get in and stop and think. If they can stay there, you pay for the first month. Then if they can stay there for additional 2 or 3 months, you have to know by then they might can use that same package to go and find the next place. All you got to do is just pay for the move. So yeah, this has led to, they say, a reported 40% surge in fake rentals. People can't qualify. So they get desperate and do this for a place to reside. Let me know what you think about this. What can the landlords do? Or you call in the job? That's not foolproof, because people can fake it. It can be their friends. It could be a friend, somebody that they know, answer the phone for a fake business. Oh yes, a person does work here, and that person makes, let's see, Brenda makes $300,000 a year. Brenda makes $30,000 a year. So yeah. Desperate times, fraud is always going to be, but when things get tough like this here, it's going to escalate. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. I'm out.